So here we go. And Jack Main, wearing 12, kicks off right to left as we look. And apologies for the posts, can't do much about that. So yo boys, kicks for touch. And we'll have the first line out of the game. An area where you'd expect to see serious competition between Jack Bowen and Peter Billam in the second row, big tall lads, against Mark Vine for St Austell, who that is really his specialism, although he would argue otherwise. Skipper today, can't miss him, number 4. Taken cleanly by number 7 there, Jake Allison. Sam Parsons makes his first tackle of the game. Certainly won't be the last. It looks like St Austell may have turned over the ball. Yeah, Pete Harris eventually gets as far as Matt Shepherd, who does the sensible thing, hoops it down the park. Doesn't find touch. Oh, that was a bit unfortunate there. Not a good pass. And Danny Force there. Looks like he knocked it on. The referee playing advantage. I think he might bring him back for a scrum. Difficult pass to take. Front row for St Austell, Dan Joe, Peter Harris and Charlie Nicholson. Up against Jake Wright, Pete Parsons and Dan Allison. CJ Boyce puts in, he's got options both sides here because the ball is right in the centre of the park. And they might be looking for a number 8 pickup, which is exactly what happens. Throws it wide for Fraser Knott, have his first touch. And that's Pete Harris, big strong lad. But the referee says, I think that might be Andy Inch. No, he said, did he hold on? So penalty to Teignmouth, give them a chance to relieve the pressure. For him to a very second line out for him. He goes to the front man there, which I think is Jake Allison. Do apologise if I get some of the names wrong. I don't know the Teignmouth players very well. I'll do the best I can. Doesn't find touch, Matt Shepherd. He's probably going to run because that's what he does most of the time. But he's well tackled. Danny Tyrrell hits the ball for the first time. And Pete Harris has to do the cleaning up work. But once again, the referee pings the St Austell player for not releasing. Very clear. Good work there by Dan Allison as the first man over the ball. Sends play down into St Austell's half. For Pete Parsons to throw in again. Goes to the back this time. It's all a bit lateral, but they've got men outside.
What the fuck do you want?
That's Pete Parsons again. And Teignmouth retain possession. Looking to move at every opportunity. That's Rio Cooper, did very well there. Dan Allison has a run, but he's well stopped by Cal Marriott. Took him round the ankles. It's probably the only way you're going to stop him, to be honest. There's Rio again. What a lovely run and pass. And he's got Pete Parsons right on his shoulder. The referee's blown his whistle. Can't see what that's for. Yeah, I think he's not rolling away from the tackle, says the referee. So Matt Shepherd will have a chance to relieve the pressure from just outside his own 22. There's Pete Harris. You'd sort of bet your mortgage on him going to Mark Vian, but there are lots of options here. Indeed he does. That's Andy Inch, beats the first man, not the second. So to retain the ball, first chance for Conor Woodsie, who scored 2 tries in the home fixture between these two sides. There's the veteran Rob Jeffs. Never far from the ball, that man. Parsons finds Matt Shepherd, who's got Danny Tyrrell on the break, but he's well tackled by his opposite winger. Dan Joe showing how good his feet are for a front row forward. Shep again, he looks to step back inside, looking for support, beats the first and the second, and he might just get there. Indeed he does. So Matt Shepherd opens to scoring for St Austell.
I've just had Stuart on the phone. Your live stream incoming through. He's had all the.
Give us a minute.
Unless he's going on to someone else.
Oh God. Goes as far as Matt Shepherd, who will look to kick and then finds Danny Terrell, who gives repays the compliment with a return pass. Right, I do hope that's working now. My sincere apologies. I'm trying to follow the game. I didn't realise that the live stream wasn't working, but I'm hoping it is now. As St Austell, who are currently leading 7-0, chip ahead. And you can see the CJ boys beat by the quick feet of Jack Bond there. That's a lovely attack. Good support play, and St Austell having to scrabble to get back, or even scramble. That's a super try. Aidan Fisher, after the cross kick by Rio Cooper, opens the account for Teignmouth to make the score 5-7 to St Austell, with the conversion to come. So with the score 5-7, I seem to have the stream back, so my sincere apologies for all those who've been watching. Score is 5-7, Teignmouth St Austell. Early try to Matt Shepherd, just cancelled out a few moments ago by Aidan Fisher. Matt Shepherd takes the ball well and he gets good support from CJ Boyce. Out of the back there to Fraser Knottle. Bumps around a few times. That's trademark backs and forwards into play by St Austell. It's one of the things they've developed is this whole 15-man game thing. But it relies very much on close support play. And I'm not sure that was close enough because Teignmouth have stolen the ball. Having said that, they've turned over again. So Mark Vian has a bit of a rumble. Good close support there from Pete Harris. There's lovely little chink. Chris Ashwin under the post for St Austell's second. .29 minutes played. St Austell are 12-5 in the lead. And Jack Main restarts. Fraser Nuttall thought he was away there, but the referee called them back for a forward pass. That's Rio Cooper. Most of the things that Teignmouth have done well so far, he's had a hand in. The referee's indicating a penalty to Teignmouth. I think it might have been what he said, tackling without the ball. And I think from that position there, Jack May might decide to go for the corner for the catch and drive at the line out. Do apologise if I've got Jack May wrong. I'm going for the numbers on the team sheet and some of them aren't correct. No, that's not Jack May, that's Rio Cooper. Can't mistake him. So Teignmouth have an attacking line out just inside St Austell 22. You can see the flag there. Chance to cut the deficit. Currently, after half an hour played, it is St Austell 12, Teignmouth 5. 2 tries to St Austell, one from Matt Shepherd early on, and 1 minute a moment to go by Chris Ashwin under the posts. In reply, Aidan Fisher scored on the right hand side after a lovely hands move. Chris Ashwin clears, but the ball doesn't find touch. What it does is find the winger, and Fraser Nuttall gets there first. Sort of rolls him over, nothing illegal. With a big tackle by Peter Harris. There's a lovely hands. What's he doing over there? Brought forward, gives it to the winger and says, "You have it, please." That's Jack Henderson, I think, wearing 17. He's the replacement prop. If that is Jack Henderson, I apologise. That's more good midfield defence, but Teignmouth are prepared to run everything. I don't think they've kicked tactically, apart from once in the first half an hour. Two very similar sides. They play a 15-man game where the object is to run the ball. The tackle there by Cam Taylor didn't buy the dummy. Didn't really matter because I think the referee was playing advantage for offside in the middle. And Rio Cooper might decide to have a kick for goal here to narrow the gap, but I think he's looking. It's not Rio Cooper. It's Jack May who's looking to the corner. Pete Parsons says the ball's gone over the car park into the river. Bittton. Have you got another one, please? Once again, apologies for not knowing the name of the referee. I didn't receive a programme. My own mistake. Parsons to throw. Goes long, but not straight, says the ref. So there'll be another scrummage. Scrummaging have gone with the ball with a put-in so far. Even Stevens, nothing to between the teams. In fact, I think it's fair to say the first half an hour, apart from the one extra try by St Austell, there's been nothing in it. Probably possessions roughly equal. I think territories roughly equal. This promises to be a close game all the way through. I was talking to Matt Shepherd, who you can see the back there, earlier in the week about this game, and he said this is one of those games where if you don't play at your best, you're going to lose. And that's a good drive by St Austell. They get the ball going forward. Always going to get a penalty from the referee. When he's saying no, before that it went through 90 degrees. So reset, please.
I got a feeling he's busy. I don't think he could.
Once again, St Austell get the ball moving forward. Once again, it wheels. Not before they get the chance to move the ball wide. And Chris Ashwin, Matt Shepherd's going to do the sensible thing, except he's kicked it straight to the Teignmouth fullback, Daniel Force. Connery Woods, he has a chip and chase. Doesn't get there though. That was unfortunate. I think Andy Inch read that. Might have knocked it on, so roughly playing advantage. Love to see Andy back after a bit of absence. He's been away. Certainly missed him. And I think the referee's playing advantage. He'll bring them back for the knock on, which if he decides was deliberate, will be a penalty. So penalty for over the top. Matt Shepherd has a chance to relieve some of the pressure. Been penned inside their own half for the last 10 minutes or so. Difficult to say if there's any advantage of the wind in this half. I think probably not. Touch flags hardly moving. And if anything, the wind will subside in the second half as the sun goes down. So Pete Harris to throw in. So far he's defaulted to Vian, who plays the middle or front there. And once again he goes to Mark Vian. Teignmouth decided not to contest, instead contest the maul, which forms straight away. CJ post goes high, taken by the try scorer Aidan Fisher, who called the mark as he was just inside his own 22. Looks to me like he's going to tap and go actually, which he does. I think the referee indicated he didn't touch the ball with his foot, therefore it is a free kick, which I'm not sure about the law for that, but he certainly brought him back to a scrummage to St Austell in an attacking position, probably 15 metres from Teignmouth's try line. As you can see, fairly good crowd here today. Vast majority of them are just outside the clubhouse, some enjoying the sunshine, the late autumn, early winter sunshine here in Teignmouth. Beautiful place. One of the loveliest grounds in the whole of the southwest. So CJ Boyce put in. And once again St Austell, this time Cal Marriott picks up, feeds Boyce. He finds Matt Shepherd and Danny Tyrrell, steps inside, he's got Fraser Nottle outside, who sticks the first man and gets in for St Austell's third try.
These guys are scoring all their tries are running sideways. Our guys are chasing after them sideways. And then trying to do an arm tackle when they cut. No. These guys want to go sideways, let them go sideways. Make sure you got the defense. Let them pass it to them. Chasing them. Just reacting too much. Okay, we could get a ball in the head here. Be careful. You watch your camera, man.
Difficult conversion. Just missed by Matt Shepherd. Moves the score on to Teignmouth 5, St Austell 17. Mark Vine finds Pete Harris, who takes route 1, but he finds about 4 Teignmouth defenders right in his way, and I think he's kept the ball, but have they managed to hold him up? The referee's playing on. No, they hold him up. Good play by the Teignmouth front row there. Big strong lad is Pete Harris. You can see a bit disappointed. I think he thought he got to the ground, but the referee's decision is final. He ran into 2 props who kept him off the ground. Dan Wilno puts in. That's a good scrum by St Austell. And they won a scrummage for a knock on by Dan Wilno at the back of the scrum there, mainly through to scrummage pressure. Big scrum there from Charlie Nicholson and Dan Jobe. Doing their job, doing it well. There's CJ Boyce, had a busy first half as ever. Always a threat round the base. You never know if he's going to pass or run. That's another good scrummage by St Austell. Gives a bit of space for Carl Marriott to pick up. He finds that's Chris Ashburn is away, and he's looking inside, where he's looking for CJ Boyce again. He's looking for help. He needs it. He's close. And Sam Parsons goes wide. There's Connery Woodsey. So Connery Woodsey goes in for St Austell's 4th and bonus point try as we come up to half time. With conversion to come from Matt Shepherd, that moves the score on to Teignmouth 5, St Austell 24. Matt Shepherd with the conversion attempt over there in front of the crowd. Not an easy kick, this one. Probably a slight breeze as we look, blowing into his face left to right. Nothing much though. And he's going to give that some welly, which he does. It's a good attempt. It's a very good attempt. There's Matt Shepherd, who had Sam Parsons outside. Lovely run by, I think it's Chris Ashwin, hard to say from here. But the ball comes back to Shep, who straightens and looks for help. He gets it. Oh, that's slightly high, and I think the referee's just going to wait for that one to play on, play advantage. And he probably judged that it wasn't, but St Austell still have the ball in the shape of Dan Jobe, who looks for Sam Parsons, looking for support. He hands off 1 and 2, takes some stopping. Still going St Austell. Matt Shepherd has the ball. He's looking to spray it wide, and right in front of him he has Pete. No, that's Cam Taylor, and Mark Vyan is close. Will he get his 6'5" frame there? Yes, he will. Oh, hello. Bit of upset there between Mark Vyan and Dan Allison. And while I was following the try, I missed all that. The referee's going to have a chat with Mark, who of course is the skipper. He objected to something. Didn't see any of it. Bit of unsportsmanly cheering from the crowd, almost inevitable really. So while that was going on, St Austell scored their 5th try, and I thought it was Mark Vyan, but it wasn't. I'll tell you in a few moments who it was. Which moves the score on to Teignmouth 5, St Austell 29, with Matt Shepherd due to take the conversion. Well, we played 40 minutes. Brings us up to, if not to, half time. We'll see what the referee does. No, to the left. Referee's restarting again with a penalty to Teignmouth. He must have adjudged it against St Austell player. Might have been Mark Vyan for the altercation he had a few moments ago with Dan Allison. Just hope that stops and the game continues, because so far it's been very entertaining. So Pete Parsons once again, the pro. Last time he found George Franklin. Hard to say who that is from here, but Teignmouth have the ball and they attack that narrow channel, but they're stopped in the by Charlie Nicholson there. That's the fullback Daniel Force. That's a big hit there. It was Cam Taylor. No, it's Chris Ashwin. Hard to confuse the two. It's another lovely tackle. Andy Inch, who does that so well, hits him hard and dislodges the ball. So it will be a scrum to St Austell. as we approach half-time with the score Teignmouth 5, St Austell 29. Our rough guess is that this may be the last scrummage before the referee blows for half-time. Story of the half, I think, has been St Austell's ability to get the ball wide quickly and support the wide man, and then that very close support play has allowed them to score 5 tries. First to Matt Shepherd, last of them I don't know who it was to, but once again they go wide. And there's Danny Tyrrell. The referee says that's a forward pass. That's a shame, because if, like me, you're a fan of Danny, you're looking forward to his dancing feet. Didn't have a chance. She hasn't had much so far. I'm really not sure if that's a change to the published team, because Jack Henderson is the man in the programme wearing number 17, and he is playing in the second row beside Peter Billam, which means that Jack Bowen may not be on the field. And my apologies if I've made a mistake so far. That's another good scrum by St Austell, but young Jake Wilno does well to get away from that. Dan Wilno, beg your pardon. And the referee says that's enough for the first half, with the score at Teignmouth 5, St Austell 29. We'll be back in a few moments' time. With the score at Teignmouth 5, St Austell 29, the second half resumed with Chris Ashwin ready to kick from right to left towards the River Tyn and the sun in the same direction. No particular advantage. I suppose the sun in your eyes is a disadvantage for St Austell, but there's not much wind, and what there is seems to be fading a little bit as well. It's pretty cold here, probably about 3, 4, 5 degrees, and as you can see, there's a bit misty in the distance. Not a great deal. Lovely day though, beautiful day for rugby. So Chris Ashwin to kick off the second half. Scored a try, second of the day. There's Dan Wilno. Here's Jack Main, who takes it's a bit straight up in the air. And the referee decides that wasn't a knock on. He's right in front of it. Gives Teignmouth the chance to launch an attack, which Pete Parsons continues, supported there by Dan Allison, up close. Good defence by Carl Marriott, one of the things he does so well indeed. Of course, Cornwall captain in the county championship last year, which Cornwall won, beating Cheshire in the final. There's Matt Shepherd, first chance in the second half, and he decides, I'll put it down in the corner, gets as far as Daniel Force, who finds his centre, who kicks long to just outside the St Austell 22. Pete Harris throws, Mark Vine takes. St Austell get the ball going forward. It's something they've not been able to do thus far in this game. Teignmouth's defence has been too good for it. But they have just, I think, started to take the advantage in the set piece. They've won the last 4 scrummages by going forward early, and you can see from there the referee says, no, that's collapsed. illegally. Yeah, not releasing, says the ref. It looks to be against number 18, who I think is George Bond. I'm really not sure, but anyway, Matt Shepherd had the chance to kick and put St Austell in a better attacking position down the right touchline. There's Pete Harris. Last 4 line out, she's gone straight to his skipper, Mark Vine. Same again. Chris Ashwin looks to bring the winger in for the blind side. That's Fraser Nottle, but he's well held up there by Jack Main, I think it is, and Jack Bond as well. And if St Austell don't get the ball to ground, Teignmouth come away with it. It's a really good turnover. It's a bit hair and scare 'em. Someone needs to fall on the ball, take possession, and oh, that's Rob Jeffs with a big dummy. Well, there's to be no glory for Rob. The referee indicates the ball went forward, so it'll be a scrum here. There's Matt Shepherd, St Austell's leading try scorer and point scorer. That's probably because he takes the kicks, of course, most of them. And as we speak, you can see the sun is just going down behind the clouds. You can't see what I can in the far distance in the west, which means the game will be a bit darker from this point on. There's still half an hour to play in the second half. Dan Wilno puts in. St Austell get the edge in the scrum, but well retained by Teignmouth.
Netflix has been paying so turn that off. We don't watch that until they're off.
I think that's the third ball of the game. And one of the things about kicking it too hard is it goes over the car park and onto the beach, or in the river indeed. So Pete Harris to throw in. Last 5 is hit Mark Vine. Is it going to be 6? Or will he go long looking for... Yes, he's looking at Carl Marriott, takes it very cleanly in the middle there, and St Austell look to get the ball going forward. That forward momentum is what establishes the platform for the backs to have a run, which is why CJ Boyce looks blind, and I do think he scored. Yes, he has. I was singing his praises earlier on. You can see why he's always a danger around the base of the scrum. He's a man who always runs the ball in 2 hands. You never know he's going to pass or run, and the defence thought he was going to pass and he didn't. So that moves the score on to Teignmouth 5, St Austell 34, with the conversion to come. Matt Shepherd adds the 2. Move the score on to Teignmouth 5, St Austell 36. And Yinch unable to take that cleanly. It caused problems for St Austell. Cleaned out well, but I think there might have been a knock on there, so the referee will bring them back for a Teignmouth scrum. No, I beg your pardon. CJ Boyce, the try scorer, has the ball, so it will be a St Austell scrummage about 7 or 8 metres outside the range 22. And you can see, well, I can see, but you can probably just see from the lineup of the backs that Chris Ashwin has Fraser Nottle on his right hand shoulder, and the backs are all lined up to run wide. That's obviously a move straight off the training part, apart from that bit by Shep. fact, he kicked it straight out, so they'll come back for a line out from where he kicked the ball.
Yeah, but you're responsible. You're responsible.
So Pete Parsons once again. He finds Peter Billam in the middle of the line out there, and that's a quick ball. Looking to get the centres running with the ball. Good defence in the centre there. Rob Jeffs at the head of it. That's a lovely tackle by Andy Inch, who didn't buy the dummy, and the ball's turned over, so St Austell have a chance to go left. And Danny Tyrrell, no, I beg your pardon, that's Cab Boyer, who's just joined the fray. Teignmouth has options left and right. He goes to his left, but Pete Harris was loitering within 10, and I think the referee will bring them back for offside against St Austell backs. So Rio Cooper has the chance to hoof the ball down the park. Daniel Ford's running with some intent there, but he was stopped by Mark Vian. Good close support though. And I think that's Jack Henderson, the replacement second row. That's unlucky. Dan Allison couldn't take that. Not his fault. Very low pass. Shepard hoofs and chases, but looks like Teignmouth have kept the ball. Yes, I think they have. The referee says penalty. Over the top. And Rio Cooper has the chance with the score at 5:36 to clear his lines. Taken cleanly there. Peter Billam in the centre of the line out. And Teignmouth go wide quickly. They've got men over. One of the very few times they've had a chance, I think, to quickly snuffed out. Good work by Connery Woodsy. Try scorer today. It's another knock on. St Austell looking to keep it going, but I'm not sure any advantage came with the second knock on. The referee will bring them back for a scrummage to St Austell. CJ Boys puts in. Carl Marriott picks up. Dummies, goes to ground. Matt Shepherd sort of half held, keeps going forward. Chris Ashburn dummies. One of those was bought early in the first half to bring him his first try. St Austell retained it, and Charlie Nicholson takes route one. It's an area of the game I think where St Austell probably had the edges would be ball retention. Looks like Fraser Nuttall might be in for a second. I think he is. Did well to go around his winger. That moves the score on to Teignmouth 5, St Austell 41 by my reckoning, with the conversion to come. So Matt Shepherd urged the two. And I make the score and I wait to be corrected, but it's Teignmouth 5, St Austell 43. With about half an hour played, 27 minutes into the second half. I think it's fair to say that St Austell will probably have this game sewn up. It's a long way back for Teignmouth. They certainly have tried their very best to play, but St Austell defence has been pretty impenetrable today. Something they pride themselves on. Rio Cooper to restart. Finds CJ Boyce. Who finds touch? Almost. Matt Shepherd steals the ball and he's in a chase. You can see the Teignmouth player doing his best to run across him there, which is absolutely fine as long as he doesn't change his line. So I still have a man over. That's Fraser Knockel again. Tried to score a few moments ago. Austell still got the ball. Charlie Nick has a run, or is that Matt Boothby? I think has joined the fray. I think it is. Shep looks to kick wide. He's got Danny Tyrrell over there. No, he hasn't. He's got Cab Boyer. One of his first touches of the game. He scores. Goes over to congratulate Matt. Thank you for that, he says. You owe me a pint. Love to see Cab back. He's not been well for a while. One of those lads you really miss. Talented rugby player. Andy Inch takes cleanly. St Austell had the option, I think, to run. Matt Shepherd will do that all day. Looking for help, but he's well caught in the centre there. Sam Parsons popped to Connery Woodsey. Always looking for space. There's Matt Shepherd again in the line. Once again tackled very well, that time by Jack Bond. Referee bringing him back for a penalty. There's Matt Boothby wearing 16. I think he must have replaced Charlie Nicholson. One of the crop of young players who find themselves playing for the Saints this season. Very proud boast is that of the 18 members playing today, 18 players playing today in the squad, only 3 of those players have not been through the St Austell youth section. And those who joined the club a little bit later on, like Chris Ashwin moved here with his job. Carl Marriott is there playing number 8 as player coach, been with the club about 5 seasons. And Dan Jobe joined about 3 seasons ago because he moved closer to St Austell. So, with the sun clearly setting in the distance, and with the game probably sewn up, I think the score currently is Teignmouth 5, St Austell 50, but I'll have to confirm that a bit later on. Pete Harris throws in, but the ball's knocked on before it was picked up there by Peter Billam. He thought he was away. No, it wasn't Peter Billam, beg your pardon, it was George Franklin. No, it was Peter Billam, number 5. Connery Woodsy on the short ball, and I think he may... No, the referee's indicating a penalty. Hard to see what that was for. I think Connor thought he was in for his second try, but referee thought otherwise. Pete Parsons once again. It's an area of the game which has warmed up. They performed well today, Teignmouth. They won almost all their own line-out ball. Pete Parsons has thrown accurately. He's been hitting his jumpers front, middle and back every single time, and that's where most of Teignmouth's good possession has come from. And as you can see, they're keen to use it by running wide. Although Connery Woodsy has something to say about it. And Sam Parsons does the cleaning up. Mark Vine found himself in a centre position, and although Fraser Nottler thought he was in for his third try, as you can see the referee says no, that was forward. Going backwards there, but rescued by Alex Ford, who picked up the back just in time and makes some hard yards.
No negotiation. It looks like a player. Just covered them.
It's a lovely little handoff there, lovely little offload by Rio Cooper. Kept the ball alive beautifully. Nothing came of it, and the referee is playing advantage for offside, you can see that. So there'll be a penalty to Teignmouth. With the light fading as we head towards full time. And St Austell comfortably in the lead by about, I'm not certain, 50 points to 5. St Austell used all the replacements. Matt Boothby, Hector Bright and Cav Boyer all on the field. They've replaced Dan Tyrrell, Rob Jeffs, and that was lovely, well taken there by Mark Vine, but there's a bit of scramble to tidy up. St Austell decide to go, and Matt Shepherd has some room to run. Can they catch him? Can they catch him? Connery Woods is away. He's a lad with some big wheels and steps inside the fullback, and he has 4 men with him. Connor gets his second try of the day. I'm not certain the referee that counts, but I think the score is Teignmouth 5, St Austell 55, with a conversion to come from Matt Shepherd. And he's asking the ref there, how long, ref? Please, ref. No idea what he's saying. I make it about 2 minutes, it could be less, could be more. That could be it. No. So Teignmouth 5, St Austell 57. No, it's not Rio Keeper, I beg your pardon. Jack Main. No one likes to hear comments like a brave effort, but there's absolutely no doubt about it that although they've been outplayed, particularly I think St Austell backs have had the edge today. There's no doubt whatsoever that Teignmouth have tried at every opportunity to play 15-man rugby and run the ball everywhere, but St Austell have just been that bit quicker today, hence the margin in the score. Light is fading, it's getting colder as we approach the end of the game. So Dan Woolnough to put in.
No, it's going to cost us a try. John, what's the score down here? 57-4. 57.
2 knock-ons there, first by St Austell. I think Matt Shepherd knocked it on, so the referee brings it back for a scrum. And really are just playing out the final moments here. The score is Teignmouth 5, St Austell 57, which means as it stands, St Austell will probably take, well they will, they'll stay top of the league because they're 7 points clear of Creditor in second.
How far before the final was it?
It might seem on paper to be a very convincing victory for St Austell, but certainly less than the first time they played earlier in the season. St Austell scored 72 points to 3. And that's taken really beautifully at the back there. Big scrummage. Matt Boothby doing very well, and Dan Joe also steal the ball. That's the first time they've done that in this game. There's Hector Bright. He's allowed to give him the chance, and he will run away with the ball. And he's takes some catching. There's Cav Boyer, who decides kick and chase is the best option. And there's Hector Bright, as mentioned, always there or thereabouts. And as you can see, he won the ball. He won St Austell a penalty for holding on. There's Cam Taylor. Love to get his name on the score sheet. Scored a cracker against Newton Abbott 2 or 3 weeks ago. Another penalty. Hard to know. It looks like he's indicating from the side there. So Matt Shepherd looks to go wide. He finds Carl Marriott, who has Cav Boyer. He runs in for his second try. That means the score Teignmouth 5, St Austell 62. With the conversion to come. There really cannot be much time left now, although there have been a couple of stoppages. Nothing for major injuries. Matt Shepherd has kicked very well today. That's a very difficult kick from out there. He gives it some welly, but it's not there. And the referee decides that is the end of the game. Final score, Teignmouth 5, St Austell 62.